Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mariah, and today's topic is how people are viewed differently when it comes to having a invisible disability or visible disability. And first, I want to define what an invisible disability is. An invisible disability is a physical, mental, or neurological condition that is not visible from the outside, yet it can limit or challenge a person's movements, senses, or activities. This information was given to me by the Invisible Disability Association website. Invisible disabilities have side effects that may affect the way an individual thinks, hears, speaks, or interacts with others. This information was presented on the 24-hour home care website. And sorry if you hear clicking, I'm sorry about that, but I'm looking on my laptop because I have a lot of notes I want to get out to you guys. Um, it can be challenging to know that when someone has a when it can be challenging to know when someone has a invisible disability because as we know it's not you cannot see an invisible disability as most of these people are can be dismissed may be dismissed by their peers or society as we see it as odd or off, and this was given presented on the 24-hour home care website. Examples of invisible disabilities are ADD, ADHD, anxiety, bipolar, depression, OCD, Asperger's, which is I think is part of a little piece of autism, and I think it's in the autism spectrum. But if I'm wrong, you can tell me. I don't mind because I'm not perfect and I don't know everything. And then we have two more: diabetes and other chronic illnesses. And that was given. That was examples were presented by on the 24-hour home care website. International disability expert Joni Eckerson Tada explained it well when she told someone with living with debilitating fatigue. People have such high expectations of folks like you with invisible disabilities, like come on and get your act together, but they have so low expectations uh, for folks like me in a wheelchair, as though the thought is we can't do much. I thought that was an insane statement, but it probably is very true. And this was I found this statement on the Invisible Disabilities Association website. I was like amazed when I read that because I was like, wow, is that really how people view it? I guess that is how some people view it, which is kind of sad. However, individual with invisible developmental disabilities may suffer from bullying or being misunderstood because to the naked eye they may seem as though they don't have a disability. I can relate to this because like I said, my disability you can't really see, you cannot see it physically. So, and also you can't see it physically. You can't really, even if I tell you about it, you probably wouldn't know and you'd be shocked. Let's be honest, because mine is kind of undetectable, undistinguishable. So yeah. And that information, this statement was given on 24-hour home care website. And sorry that I'm telling you after each one, but I want to make sure I don't get in trouble for taking information that is not mine and making it mine when it's not mine. Okay, now I'm going to give you some information that are my thoughts. My first thought is don't assume just because you can't see a person with disability doesn't mean they don't have one. As you probably figured out with me, because you can't tell that I have a disability, but I do have one. Um, Second thought, don't treat a person with invisible disability like a regular person because you're acting like their challenges don't exist, which is unfair and not beneficial for them or to them. And now I'm going to go into a little bit experience that I have. Things that I experienced with having a disability, unfortunately. Some are good, some are bad. Typically, when I tell people I have a disability, when I have a learning disability, they act really they either act shocked or surprised because it's not obvious. In college, some people thought it was cool that I was able to take my tests or and quizzes in a different location because of my disability, while others were jealous because of this. And to be honest, I don't think there's anything to be jealous about. I just the reason I took my test in different locations is because I needed extra help and extra. I needed a quiet space and like since I got extra time, which was one of my things. I was able to be in there and not um anywhere else. some people were accepting of a disability and they didn't treat me any different than they did before they knew about it. Visible disabilities can be noticed to an individual with the naked eye or just by looking at the person. They may have facial features that show they have a disability. They may have involuntary shaking throughout their body, or they may not have may not be able to physically move as an average individual would or does. This information was on the 24-hour home care website. Examples of visible disabilities: autism, Down syndrome, Tourette syndrome, amputation, uh, paralysis, cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy or MD, multiple sclerosis, and that was on the 24-hour home care website. Commonly, people are more accepting of individuals that have visible disabilities, as they can see that they have a debilitation that hinders the way they interact with others, which I think is good, but at the same time, it can be bad because people tend to coddle people with visible disabilities, unfortunately. Um, and I know that was like a side note. And that statement that I just read was from the 24-hour home care website. This is a thought I had for these are some of below are like I think I have three thoughts. Um and my first thought is people view people with visible disabilities as weak and unvulnerable, unfortunately. Which I think is crap, but okay. And I'm talking about like people that legit will follow someone around so they can just help them all the time, which is kind of annoying. I've never experienced that, but if I did, I would not want to. Let's just be honest. People typically coddle people with visible disabilities. Is another thought I had, and the last thought I had was people assume that people with visible disabilities are going to need help with everything they do. They are wrong, because people with visible disabilities are able to be independent but may need help on some things. Of course, not everything. Now I'm gonna this is like the ending of the video, kind of. I have two ideas for my next YouTube video. My first idea is don't spread hate to a person with disability. Instead, love, support, and try to understand them. And the second idea is being black while having a disability. Please let me know which topic you would like to hear by leaving a comment below. I'm also going to be doing a poll on my Twitter page that's going to last for three days. And you can pick the topic there if you want to. I'm still open to suggestions that you may have for any future video topics. Please let me know in the comment section or on any of my social media pages. I hope you guys are continuing to stay safe, and I want you guys to know I'm still praying for you, your families, and the world. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.